We are in an invisible Holocaust. When I mean invisible Holocaust, it means that the people of Satan are killing unborn children. Now, it's happening in New York. It's out of control. I wrote a play about it. It's in a play I wrote called Russian Butterfly, a mispronunciation, or actually a misspelling of Russian butterfly. That's a 3-act play that I wrote. Now, there are unborn children that are being killed right now. And the empire of Satan is killing unborn children, okay? I was assaulted to keep you from knowing this. Now, I did okay by getting better through the assault, and I'm trying my very best to communicate to you that unborn children are dying. So there are unborn children that are being slaughtered by the moment. The Holocaust, which happened in the 40s, late 30s to the 40s, to about 1945, the people that were being killed during the Holocaust were Jewish people of Jewish descent. Also, gypsies were being killed. Homosexuals were being killed. Sick people were being killed. People that were addicts were being killed. People that were different were being killed. But mostly it was Jewish people. Now it's unborn children that are in the Holocaust. We are suffering through a Holocaust. I'm going to show you what was similar to what happened to the Jews when they were marched into the gas chambers or into the showers, and they were gassed, and then they were burned, and their bodies were burned, and they were disappeared, or another way of saying it is they were vanished, or they were erased, okay? As many as they could. 6 million is what they think. It was a process that happened, and it happened pretty much right before the public. And eventually the whole world knew about it because of photography. I'm going to show you an instance where an Arkansas State police officer who works for the Empire of Satan tried to abort or possibly aborted a child without actually taking her to the hospital and, covering the charge for the actual abortion. Abortion has become out of control. This is an example in the public's eyes of state police or the Empire of Satan, federal police, it can be anybody, but the people working for Satan that are trying to kill unborn children. And here we go. Watch closely. Now I'm going to turn this down right here so you can see the state police. They are preventing procreation, and they are killing unborn children. Now, if a police officer killed a child, an innocent child, that police officer would get the death penalty. And in many states, you're not allowed to kill children without suffering the death penalty. This police officer tried to kill a child because he works for the empire of the devil. It's a pregnant woman that's in there. Okay? It's a pregnant woman. So the officer is behind the pregnant woman. He's behind the pregnant woman, and she is with child. This woman right here is with child. This is an attempt of a police officer preventing procreation. Now he's trying to make her abort the child or miscarry. Okay, he's going to turn around against traffic. He's trying to make that woman miscarry. There's a pregnant woman in that car.
It rolled over. Give me EMS.
The enemy is the state. The enemy is the government because they're killing unborn children. They're killing unborn children. There's a child in the belly of that woman right there. He's attempting to do it. See how our horn's going off? Now he's causing stress for the miscarry. He's causing as much stress as he can to make her miscarry. You're witnessing possible murder.
Why didn't you stop?
That's a pregnant woman. He's trying to make her miscarry. Women get nervous when they have a child. They may not make the right decision. Look at that. Does that look like Empire of Satan? That's another woman right there. She just said that she was pregnant.
It doesn't matter, ma'am. Come on out. got an ambulance.
She didn't feel safe.
Oh my gosh.
She was pregnant.
Thought it would be safer to wait until the exit.
No, ma'am.
She was trying to get to an exit, and he pit stopped her because he was trying to get her to miscarry.
And then when I
I'm going to watch the rest of it. Police officers do not want you to have a child. Okay? They work for the empire of Satan. Every once in a while, not all the time, but every once in a while, there are police officers that actually work for Christ. Okay? There's a kingdom out there. There's a kingdom of heaven that's out there. Most police officers work for Satan. They are in what's called law. If you are in law, get help. You must be in Christ. Christ was crucified for legal reasons. He was in law. He was crucified by law. It was legal to crucify him because he committed treason in the law's eyes, and he committed, according to the Jewish people, he committed what's called blasphemy. So it was treason and blasphemy. Most police officers do not want you to have children. They will intervene in one way or another. Many doctors will too. Many doctors will also intervene and be part of the invisible Holocaust.
pulled up alongside of me and saw the state trooper, you looked over at me.
Because I could barely see.
Let's go over here.
I lost my shoe.
I'm going to take care of that. Go sit down.
Now that police officer will laugh and he'll say, no, Cole, I'm not trying to make a woman miscarry. Anytime you do a pit maneuver to anybody, especially if it's a woman, how do you know that woman does not have a child in her belly? Any type of stress, even entering into a woman's bedroom, how do you know that woman does not have a child in her belly? Police officers will cause stress to a woman that has a child in her belly. They do not know gentleness. They do not know kindness. They know law, and the only thing that law brings is hell, okay? The reason why law brings hell is the reason why Jesus Christ was crucified, for legal reasons. He was crucified because he committed treason upon Rome. He committed treason upon Rome. He was scourged. He was whipped. He was beaten. Then the Jews said that he committed blasphemy, which was like breaking their law, their religious law. So he not only broke the government and the political law, he not only broke the governmental law of Rome, but he broke a religious law of the Jewish people and was crucified for it. He died for your sins. If you are in law, get help. Go to Christ. If a police officer and you're a pregnant woman is hurting you, go to the church. Get his name, get his badge number, and go to the church. Report him to the church. It is time for us to stand. It is time for us to fight for Christ. That flag out there will murder you. That flag that's out there, we'll look at it, it can murder. The reason why those flags can murder, and that includes all states that support legal abortion, is because it is a crime against God's kingdom to abort an unborn child. If you are for abortion, get help. You are a murderer. St. Paul, or the Apostle Paul, was a murderer. He was the chief of all sinners, but he's turned his life over to Christ. St. Paul, the chief of sin, was a murderer, and he turned his life over to Jesus Christ. St. Paul was martyred because of law. He was legally killed, and that was martyrism. He was martyred. Jesus Christ was crucified for your sins. If you're going to abort a baby, stop. Get on your knees and pray to Jesus. Stop killing unborn children. If you're a police officer, do not put stress upon a pregnant woman. Actually, to be honest, turn in your badge. Police officers are now going to be turned into security guards with stun guns. They're going to be psychologists with stun guns. We can have SWAT for their killings because they sacrifice other people. They find a reason through law to murder. But we're going to separate the two very clearly. We're going to make the security guard go out there with a stun gun, and he'll be a psychologist, and he'll be able to handle. Try not to break character. He'll be able to handle pulling people over and giving them tickets with a stun gun. But, sorry, but, oh dear, but SWAT can happen. So they can call upon SWAT to snipe nuts with guns. Another thing too is, why do you need a gun? You know, if we all turn in our guns, how could we have war? And that includes every nation. We could still have it, but we'd be fighting with sticks and stones. I mean, everyone, you know, the gun becomes unneeded, is all I'm saying. It's just, it's an unnecessary step, but yet people are being killed on the streets because people are too trigger happy. All I'm saying is that we need to change. And this pit maneuver was not necessary. That lady was she was gonna exit at the nearby exit because she didn't feel safe to stop along the highway. It's dangerous to stop. We have police officers that don't think. They don't use their mind. They could have let that lady stop at a nearby gas station where there was well lit. And also there's people that pretend like they're police officers. They have fake squad cars, fake uniforms, and they pull ladies over and rape them. She felt unsafe. And that lady was as a pit maneuver. That cop could have killed her. I mean, that was worse than, her car was flipped over. I'm surprised she didn't miscarry. That's what I'm trying to say is police officers are hurting pregnant women. Got a message. All murders are legal proceedings. All murders are done legally, exactly like capital punishment. I'm going to show you. Light. That right there says ghosts of 10050. See it? 10050 Cielo Drive. That is where Sharon Tate and her friends were murdered. I always thought it'd make a great play to have the play open an hour or so, hour and a half, right before they came into the door and told them they were going to do the devil's work. But they did that because of an authority figure known as Charlie Manson. Spawn Ranch, he was an authority figure. He had his own laws and regulations. He told his followers to follow those laws, which came from his mouth. Now I'm going to show you another example. That says 911 survivor. 911 survivor, right? This right here says 911 survivor stories, and it shows the building. If we look at what 9/11 represents, it represents the number that we call for law enforcement to enforce the law, supposedly to support or to enforce a law that is supposed to equal peace. They're supposed to be peace agents. Bin Laden, who was an authority figure, told his followers to follow his law. and 9/11 happened, it was directly related to law. All murders will directly be related to law. It's a legal proceeding on the side of the authority figure, whether it be the devil or some other leader, bin Laden, obviously like the devil, still an authority figure with his own law. 9/11 represents that. Cielo Drive with the Charlie Manson killings, or Charlie Manson being the authority figure at that time, had his own law. Bin Laden has his own law. You have to realize that all murders are some way or the other, in some form or fashion, all murders are directly related to a legal proceeding or by law. Law will always be a part of it. That's why you should be in Christ, not in law. During the time of the 60s, which is known as the boomer generation now, a lot of things were done out of protest. It was one of the times when protest was at its height. It didn't happen. There was no major change. There was no need for anti-war or anything until really 2001. The only thing is that people wanted to go to war then. So protest became, it was difficult. There was protest in New York when I was there after the bombs fell. After the buildings fell. Well, the planes were used as bombs. They were used as missiles. So you gotta look at the different generations. You have Boomer, then Generation X, then you get into Generation Y, basically millennials. Then there's iGen, which is Pepsi generation. Things became very commercial. You look at people like Adam the Woo, everything's done pretty much out of commercialism. So what we were protesting against, the Generation X people, we were protesting against commercialism. And now commercialism is celebrated. That's what Adam the Woo does. He celebrates commercialism. Jordan does take a lot of that too as well. So Jordan the Lion also celebrates commercialism. The reason why we didn't want to be commercial is because we had nothing to protest against. The 60s, they protested against the Vietnam War because the Vietnam War was gruesome and it was disgusting. Now, we do have something to protest against because policing has been brought over to our country from the war of the Middle East. So there's a war in the Middle East, right? It's been going on for a long time. Biden has talked about bringing everybody home or whatever. That policing has basically been switched over, right? It's been switched over to our country. So their war tactics and police tactics they used in the Middle East now are here. And Biden supposedly, what Biden is supposed to do is reform policing. Or in some cases even stop unnecessary policing or over policing, right? So we do have something to protest against. Now the Christians have become almost militant in the fact that they're very, very anti-abortion. They feel there's an invisible Holocaust going on, and policing may have something to do with that, but people are basically killing unborn children, and that's part of their movement. So if you look at the hippies and the rebellious generation, they have become mostly conservative. The hippies were once against pretty much everything. They rebelled and protested mostly against the Vietnam War, but also they didn't like conservatism and things like that. Now the ones that are still alive, they are conservative, and now there's a nationalist movement. Now they protest against a white nationalist movement, but it's hard for all white people because, well, they get to blame. They get, punched and stuff when they don't even have anything to do with that movement because they're simply white. But the nationalist movement is also among other nations. It's not just Anglo, but it's also Latino and African American, Asian. So all these different nations are basically kind of representing themselves, and it's called the nationalist movement. It's been going on too. Biden probably represents more of, I'm not going to really say, I'm not going to say Antifa, but he's trying to come off as more of an anti-fascist. So, but the problem is that he still has fascist values. The only thing that people want in this world is that, well, they want to live and they want to be loved, but the Christian community, they don't want murder to be going on with unborn children. That's one of their main focus. That was the reason why Trump's popularity grew so great, is because he actually went in and started making abortion illegal. Now, nevertheless, of where I come from, because I'm Generation X, I actually am anti-abortion. So I'm pro-life. I have 3 children, so I'm basically a family guy. I'm a dad. So I support, one thing, I support women that support life, and I don't support women that support abortion. I don't support the woman that thinks life is inconvenient and that she has the right to go into a clinic and kill an unborn child because she doesn't want to have water weight, or she doesn't want to, look a little plump, a little heavy set. Now, why I brought Adam the Woo and Jordan the Line and all those people in the picture is because all of this vlogging has to do with information processing or information. It has to do with giving out information at times. Information is released. Protest can happen. So they are part of it in one way or another, even though they don't directly talk about it always. Especially Jordan the Lion, he does not directly talk about what he's really talking about. And Adam the Woo, no one just goes to Walt Disney World and only vlogs Walt Disney World that much without making a point. Plus, he was almost kicked out of it. So there's always a form of protest under theater in one way or another, or under vlogging in one way or another. There's some hint of it, something in there. So basically, to get to layman's terms, and stop killing unborn children. So the new existence, I would say post-millennial new age, the age of alpha, okay? What we're going to want is probably robots to be our managers. We don't want authority figures that make moral decisions or have political beliefs calling us in an office and sitting us down and we're getting in trouble because the temperature gauge was 0.4 off or something, whatever type of job that you do, meaning a technical reason that's just stupid. So we're going to want managers that are robots that don't make moral decisions. The reason why is so that we can work and we can provide. We don't want people that are prejudiced against us for reasons maybe that we're different, or we don't sound like them, or we don't look like them. We want to be able to make the money and live in their mansions. Basically this. Let's just put it this way. I'm going to Los Angeles. I'm hoping that either Bradley Cooper will join forces with me and help me out, or just leave me, let me at least make it, okay? Because he's got a lot of money and he can push around a lot of people. And what I want to do is I want to be an actor. I want to eventually be a filmmaker, and I want to produce really good films. Films that he can't produce because he doesn't know what I know. And he hasn't seen the things that I've seen. And I'm a different person than he is. So I'm starting with this device right here. And by you watching me, then you're helping me. Because it's all basically a form of expressionism. I'm expressing how I feel. Thank you and goodbye. I'll see you. This is Please Subscribe Show. I won't get in your way as long as you don't get in my way. But if you want to help, let me know. All you simply have to do is leave a simple comment. It goes right to my email. That goes for any of you. All right, thank you. I gotta find 1732 or something like that. Like, masks are so 2020. Oh my goodness. Could be that one. There's that. Uh-huh. 331 is that one. Probably maybe this one coming up here. Thinking maybe this one up here. If not, I have no idea. Nope. Interesting. Not that one either. That didn't make any sense then. I'll have to call him. So that's a main plate right there. It looks like, from last time I heard, Grim Life Collective is gonna go there, do some Stephen King vlogging. So I was watching Breck Roll and Escaping the Mouse last night. He's got a pretty good show. He did a really good time lapse of taking apart his living room / computer room, entertainment room. And then he put everything in the corner of the room, and he wanted to watch a television show or a movie on his flat screen that was all kind of bunched up in the side. And I started realizing these phones have made us complete idiots. No, I'm just joking. No, it's a pretty good show. I was wondering though, did he watch a show? Like, that would have been a cool vlog, doing a vlog like him kind of sitting on the side watching
Police reported ahead.
some show. But check out the Please Subscribe show, because I would have vlogged me watching, you know, the movie in the little corner of the room where everything was bunched over on the side. You know, he he moved everything. He transplanted his furniture and everything from one room to another room, and it was all like bunched up in a corner, kind of like you do when you're painting, because he was painting. And he was prepping to paint the living room. So I would have vlogged, you know, me watching the Bluetooth in the side of the room, and if anybody, you know, saw him do that or whatever, leave a comment. That's an IROC Z. IROC Z. Man, that guy's got a lot of fans. Got the green. Two green. This part right here, it's not by, well, it's actually right by faux one, is really bad on accidents. Usually there's an accident here every time I come over this area, and faux one is not even listed in the right area on the app. It's listed back there, about 200, 300, 400 yards down. There's a wreck always right there. This is off of Corporate right here. Corporate. There's some fatal ones too with motorcycles and stuff. It's bad. It's real bad. Place it on the table, because you got to stay 6 feet away. Walk over that way.
I'm sorry, I don't take orders.
Well, you just did. So Firehouse is a good place to eat. They've got some good meat and stuff. But there's a place where I have to, you know, pick up in my area. And I've been by there 5, 6 times. And every time they wouldn't take my card. They wouldn't even say I work for Food for Friends. Which I don't tell them I work for Food for Friends anyway. But I tell them, you know, they've got like a, I don't know what stickers they have on their window. It's a commercial thing. The thing is, though, finally you go by and they already have it on pre-order. Hey, there's Critter, yeah, Critter the cat. And so they got it on pre-order, you know, meaning they already have it ready. And, you know, they're saying, you know, wait your turn, wait your turn, wait your turn. Well, for one thing, they're supposed to have the delivery section completely different from everybody else anyway. All the other places do. So, you know, you kind of have to go in there and, you know, after about 5 or 6 times of them not getting it right, you have to kind of go in there and just, you know, you have to go in there and be kind of like, you know, where's the order, you know? Place it there and I'll pick it up and, you know, put it in an area for the driver to pick it up so that we can pick it up and take it to the person. Because holding up a driver is not going to benefit you in the long run. What it's going to do is it's going to end up hurting you. You want to make sure the deliveries are ready and they're ready to go quick. For health reasons. You don't want that food sitting there for a long time. You want it out there quick. So you got to find a way to make sure they don't get lost in the customer line and that they have a separate section. Now, if you have a problem with that, I would do it differently. Every single restaurant has their own little section for us to go to a table and pick it up, and boom, we're out of there. That's the way to do it. If you have a problem with that, then you need to figure out something. Figure out what to do that's going to help others. I told you 5 or 4 times. I told you 5 or 4 times. I told you 5 or 4 times. Come on, big boy. Come on, big boy, pull your bone. Come on. These guys are nuts, man. See, in the South, what they do is they burn a lot of gas. And then they act like bad boys in church. They try to get everything they want. That truck right there, he'll never be able to buy another one. That's his last truck, that Ford right there. His next step is to foreclose his home. So he's not going to have a home anymore. The next step is he's going to try to buy an RV, or he might try to buy like a camper van, and he's going right into the camper van. Then he's going to buy a gun. He's going to put the gun to his head. He's going to shit in a bucket, and he's going to blow his fucking brains out. Now he has his blinker on. Let's see his churchgoer. This is a church. This is a member of a church that's going to do all this. Here he is following, being a butthole, all over about 3 to 4 seconds of hold time, so that I can make these films and make millions and millions of dollars, get lawyers, and get my kids back. And he, right there, doesn't want it. A lot of other Republicans are the same. And they're so scared of the White House because they can't stop real people because they're too scared of the White House. They're too scared of the Capitol. They're cowards. That man that's driving that Ford back there is a coward. He just cut a fart. He's a coward. Kind of similar to my fat ass dad and his stupid, retarded wife, Janice Spivey, who has STDs and treats her children or her stepchildren like they're trash. She'll go to hell too. Big boy in his Ford, making a point. I got an art school girlfriend. She makes about 3 times more than all his entire family will ever make. That man will die of poverty. Unless they get rid of money. If they get rid of money, then we all have a fair shot. Still blinking with his stupid blinker. Burning gas, hurting people, buying guns, shooting people, being a retard. That's an embarrassment. That's a scum of this country. They're the scum. They're the lowlife of this country. They're the supporters of pornography. They're worse than anybody you ever come across. They smell. They get sickness and die. And they drive like 75 miles per hour as much as possible and honk at everybody. Their whole NRA thing is going straight to hell. Janice Spivey is disgusting. So is her retarded husband. That guy's a retard here too. And his stupid fucking what the hell is that? That's some kind of little redneck yacht driving along here like an idiot. Also speeding like a retarded person, you know. And he's driving this right here, putting other people's lives in danger, and he's got the NRA behind him. Woo-wee, we're real scared. Look at this. Why don't you go to the Capitol, you fucking coward. Fucking coward. All this malicious shit is fake. Those are just redneck idiots that buy assault rifles to impress their retarded wives. They smell like fucking McDonald's. They're all slobs. They couldn't take over a fucking trailer park. They're all low IQ, just like my father. They're sitting around thinking they have a militia. They don't have a militia. This country would turn them into wine with a wine press. This country would stomp them out. They're scaredy cats. If they're so bad, if they're gonna do something about it, why aren't they in Washington? They don't even protest. They're so scared. You think they're gonna go and march on Washington with a bunch of guns? Bull crap. They're scared. They're scaredy cats. They're cowards. Because they know the National Guard would kick their butts. The National Guard, Biden would kick all their butts. We're talking about a senior citizen guy. Senior citizen guy who has a military full of homosexuals and different nations that don't even care, non-believers that will kick their butts. Biden will kick their butts. If they're so bad, hey, they're so bad, why don't they have a march, a freedom march and a constitutional march, and they can have their NRA people show up there. And you know what? A right to carry march right there in Washington. If they're so sure of themselves, if they're not cowards, let them march on Washington. You know, a right to carry march. See what happens. They'd all be slaughtered right there in front of everybody, and they know it. They're scaredy. You know, I mean, what they did in January was embarrassing. They're a bunch of slobs. If they're going to do anything, they need to get in shape. The first thing they need to do is watch out for their health. They need to stop smoking and drinking. The first thing they do is they need to stop drinking. They need to stop drinking. They need to get in shape. Because there's really no threat. It's all in their stupid, drunk, intoxicated, alcoholic head, and they're killing themselves because it feels good. It feels good. It feels good. It feels good to drink a bunch of beer, do a bunch of methamphetamine, smoke cigarettes all day, complain about the government, get an assault rifle and sit there. They come and take my gun. I hope they do take their guns, lazy butts. They're abusing their children. They're stealing other people's families. They're disgusting. Their breath smells. Hey, if you ever want to see a loser, go up to a militia person and smell their breath. It smells like putrid. They don't know what they're doing. They don't smell right. They don't even know how to clean their guns properly. They're lazy. This whole border thing that's going on right now with people jumping the border, you know why? Because the cartel's over there hurting people, right? And they're scared. But the militia can't even form properly because they're not organized and they're not disciplined. If they want to get organized and disciplined, they need to stop drinking. And they need to get in shape. They need to clean themselves up and get disciplined because it's embarrassing. What happened in January was an embarrassment upon this country. And now they found out a police officer was there. There was a police officer that sloppily broke in with a bunch of drug addicts into the Capitol, a bunch of marijuana smoking drug addicts. They're slobs. If these conservatives, these people that love God, if they're so serious, why aren't they protesting? Do you ever hear, or you ever see anything? What's going on? We're in June right now. July 4th is coming up. Why don't they protest? I don't see them. I don't see them in any corners. I don't see anything. You know what I see? A bunch of slobs. A bunch of trailer park slobs. They won't do anything. They spend all their money on beer. If they truly want to be disciplined, then they have to be more disciplined than their enemy. They have to be more disciplined. That means they have to exercise. They have to watch what they eat. They have to be disciplined. Because when they come to your door to take away your assault rifle, they will kill you. They will kill all of you. So you better be ready. You think all these videos that I've made were free? You don't think I get up and I go out and I do what I have to do? You don't think I exercise? You don't think I do what I have to do to protect my family? See, the only way I'm going to be able to take my family back is by taking my family back. By destroying my enemy and making sure my enemy is gone. And who is my enemy? My enemy is those that kill unborn children. My enemy is that of Satan. And you want to chop the head off the snake? You get out there and do it. And do not fail. Be brave. Because if we're cowards, we'll die cowards. Because they're going to kill us. They're killing unborn babies. They just killed a baby just now. An unborn baby. They just killed it just now. You didn't do anything about it. You were sitting on the couch drinking beer. They killed another unborn baby. Another. 3,000 unborn babies died today in New York City. 3,000 of them. Unborn babies died. They slaughtered them right in front of you. You know why? Because you allowed it to happen. You sat on the couch and you allowed it to happen. You're going to keep allowing it to happen, and more babies are going to die every single day the lazier you are. Get up. Start doing jumping jacks in front of the television right now. Drink water. Drink a bunch of water. Pray to God. Get on your knees. Yeah, I laugh because the Spirit of the Lord comes inside me. He wants you to fight for Him. This is our time. This is our time to take this country back. We need to do it now and save the babies. Biden is a deranged old man. He is an elderly man that does not know really what the hell is going on. Ask Biden how many unborn babies were killed today. Ask him. Does he even know? Does he care? Does he support abortion? He's the enemy if he supports abortion. Abortion is wrong. They're killing unborn babies. Do something about it. We can try to create our own laws. One thing that we are doing as Texans is we're building a gate. We're building a giant wall. It is to keep the enemy out. And we're doing it right now because of legislation. They were dropping little kids over this gate in front of us, toying with us. You never do that to a little kid. That little kid could die, dropping a kid over a gate. We're building the gates and we're keeping them out. We're becoming our own country. Stay away. You come for our guns, we'll kill you dead. We will kill you dead. So is this a revolution? It's very quiet. It's very quiet. That guy's wasting gas over there. You're wasting gas. Save your gas. It's very quiet. It's always quiet before the storm. People are wasting gas. You need to slow down and save the gas. Every state has the right to defend themselves. If the country is becoming tyrant, if the country is becoming a tyrant or tyrannical, if the country is becoming wrong, right? If the country is becoming more communist every day, we have the right to defend ourselves from that country. That's why we're separate states. We have the right to defend ourselves against tyrants, against idiots, against elderly tyrants. We have the right to defend ourselves against boomers who don't know what they're doing. People of the boomer generation are too old. They're senile. The president is too old. We have the right to defend ourselves against people that hate you. There are people that wake up in the morning and they hate you because of your beliefs. Do you love Jesus Christ? They hate you because of that. They hate Jesus. They hate the kingdom. Defend the kingdom. We are to bring heaven to earth and earth to heaven. We are to meet those things. Heaven has a kingdom. Heaven has a wall around it. And the enemy is not welcome. And if you see a snake, then you crush it with your heel, because it's written in prophecy. It is written in the Word of God to crush that snake. Crush the snake's heel. Destroy it, dead. Cut its head off. We need to build a wall all the way around Texas. All the way around Texas. A big wall all the way around Texas. Anybody comes in that we don't want alcohol. We don't want cigarettes. We don't want marijuana. We don't want heroin. We don't want cocaine. We don't want any drugs unless it's for those that are truly suffering. And we know that they're suffering. We don't want to drug people to death. We don't want outsiders that feel that God's kingdom is their enemy, because then they will start to destroy you and steal your family. They will steal your children. We don't want them in our state, in our country. We don't want them in this country. We want them out. We don't need their federal supported over-policing idiots with lethal weapons. Those guys can be psychologists with stun guns. We know how to defend ourselves, take action, do something. There are a lot of people that are mad right now, and I understand. Being mad does help, and we do need to use the pen, not just the sword. But you have to realize that time is running out. They're slowly creeping in. This is our time to realize that Biden's administration is not working. It is failing. Jesus at a time did die. He died on the cross. 3 days. There were 3 days that went by where he was not around. Mary witnessed him when he returned after the 3rd day. He returned and they celebrated. That's when the celebration and the true war began. Hell cried out in pain. Satan cried when that day happened, because Satan lost. There's already victory, but we are not to die like lambs. We are the 4 horsemen, all of you. If you believe in Revelations, then you are part of the 4 horsemen. You must take charge and do something, or you die like an evil lamb. Those who just lay there and take it are worse than evil lambs. And when I mean by evil lambs, I mean those that don't do anything, known as possibly the have-nots. They're more like worms, because they lay there and they let the enemy crush them. Don't be a worm, be a warrior. So the next big step is to build that wall and finish up what the federal government failed to do. So we have now begun to complete the wall. And legislation through our state has been adhered to. It's in action. It's been done, meaning it's in action. So we are now starting to become our own country. Now we need a leader. And we all know who the leader is. Now we need to listen to the leader and everything the leader says, because without union, we will fail. The leader has been assaulted. The leader has been struck in an important part of his body. And the leader says to listen very carefully, because without union, we'll die. And we always need a leader. And we all know who that leader is. Do what you have to do to protect your family. When I mean union, I do not mean the United States of America. When I mean union, I mean our country, not the United States of America. That is not union. That is sin. That is drugs. And that is abortion. And this country will kill you. It's been killing people for a very long time. See, the reason why I'm wrong to my father is because to my father, everybody's a wall. Everybody's a problem. Everybody is wrong. To my father, everyone's wrong. Every single person is wrong. In my father's world, he's the only one that's right. And in reality, my father is wrong. And I don't mean my heavenly father. I mean my drug addict, polio victim father, who's wrong, and his retarded wife. They're wrong. He's wrong because he joined the military. He swore an oath to protect Satan. That makes him wrong. The military is evil. The military will kill you. The country will give you drugs. The country will make you feel good and give you drugs. The country will poison our women. The country will poison your woman right now. The country just performed an abortion on your woman and an unborn child. He just now killed your unborn child. You know why? Because he worships Satan. If you support abortion, then you support the United States of America. If you support pro-life, then you support our country. If you support pro-life, if you support life, then you support our country, which is not of the United States of America. I love that scene in True West where he goes, Picasso's dead. I mean, I hate to say this, but all that Grim Life Collective and Adam the Woo and Jordan the Lion, all those people, what they're really doing is they're really doing is they're appealing to the masses. Okay? They're getting your attention because Freddy Krueger was kind of cool at one time in the 80s. That's all they're doing. There's other vloggers out there that have real stories, like Chrome in Canada, who should be where they are, you know? He's not vlogging some famous movie star's house. He's showing off the beautiful country of Canada, you know? So there are vloggers out there that are telling real stories. I mean, do you really know my heart? Do you really know what I mean? No, only God does. And maybe some of the stuff I mean, some of the stuff I don't. But I really do think we need to clean up our country. And in a way, I think we should make a wall around the entire state of Texas to keep all the freaking drug addicts out, all the criminals out, all the people that are stealing families and forcing women on drugs so they can addict them. There's a lot of women that are addicted to drugs and they keep going back to the drug dealer over and over again. There's a case that just happened the other day. It was in Florida, but it still happened. There was a drug dealer that was addicting a young teenage girl. It's going on all over the place. We don't want that in our country. If you see that happening, report it. But report it to the church so we can get real men behind it. Well, if it's mean, then you guys need to act fast and help people when they're stranded. Because you can't help a lot of people just saying, hey, look at Mickey Mouse, 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 look at Mickey Mouse. Hey, there's Freddy Krueger. That doesn't help people. Unless you're doing the vlog about the Hitcher, that one was cool. Scott on Tape did the Hitcher's a good movie. But what I mean is, like, I don't like the vloggers that are just vlogging only Hollywood or only Walt Disney World or only theme parks or only roadside attractions or only Ripley's Believe It or Not or only what is that, Dolly World, you know, or only Hollywood or only Pigeon Forge. You know, it's the same circle, and that's not going to help people. Getting on the merry-go-round and just going around in a circle over and over and over and over and over again isn't going to help people. You've got to show real life. Go into the Walmarts, go into trailer parks, go in there and vlog people that are truly suffering, that need help. They need a voice. They're not giving a voice to Freddy Krueger. They're not giving a voice to Bela Lugosi. They're not giving a voice to Mickey Mouse, all right? I mean, a lot of vloggers almost are becoming that voice, and we already heard that voice. Okay, that's in the history. Okay, yeah, it's a good National Geographic entertainment kind of whatever, historical, whatever you want to call it. But the real struggle is out there in the world where poverty is and where people are addicted to alcohol and are suffering. The true story hasn't come out because of politics and because of commercialism. Look, there's Buc-ee's. See? Buc-ee's. See? There's Buc-ee's. We're looking for the pretzel place, Auntie Anne's or something like that. It's a little Oasis mall outlet. A little Texas Speedway, North Lake. Do y'all ever come here, like to this outlet? Do y'all ever walk here at this outlet or come here? Y'all been here? Is there an Auntie Anne's, like pretzels? All right, thanks. People actually gave me directions. Must not be that bad. You know where Auntie Anne's is? It's a pretzels.
It's gonna be right here.
All right, thanks. There it is. It's my second wife's favorite place to get a pretzel. Like a fire pit at night. Okay, kids, don't love this. Where I went last time. Same little area. So this is Tanger's. It's right by the Speedway in North Lake. It's basically it's like a mall, but it's outdoors. It's very, very hot. Anyway, it's probably about 90 something degrees outside right now. That's where it came in. Whatever you do, don't get fountain drinks. Get them in the bottle. So when it's hot like this, I combat with my auto air conditioning here. And I have seat air conditioners right here. So they have these little holes in them right here. Lets out air, and it allows the entire car, especially the seats, to air condition. So it cools you off quicker. That guy right there is carrying a Buc-ee's bag. It's a bag that has Buc-ee's in it. Right there. Can't see it, but it has Buc-ee's on the side of that bag. So it looks like we have some activity going on at Texas Speedway straight ahead. I don't know what it is though. It's probably they're getting ready for a race. There are people, it looks like, that are in the actual stadium. So we've got a lot of bushes right here and trees. But on the other side of those trees, I want to say there's thousands of people, and it looks like RVs like crazy. All there must be 300 or 400 RVs. All of them have flags. Looks like American flags. This is a lot of people at Texas Motor Speedway. Yep, parking lot is somewhat full. It looks like we have a lot of people right here. Bass Pro Shop, DeWalt. We've got Toyota. Probably Kia somewhere in there. Speedway for Children's Charities, which is going on right here. So it's an event. And that's really cool. It's actually a green Texas flag. Never seen that before. This is the first time because I'm an Eagle. And you can see right there, that's a green Texas flag right there. It's pretty cool. I'm actually wearing green. See? Green. That kid right there is wearing green too. Right over there. If you listen in the air, you can hear the Texas Motor Speedway and the race car engines. Just for a moment. Some places will actually try to take your time. They'll try to take your money, and they'll be rude. Just move on. Best to turn the other cheek, shake the dust off your feet, and move on. You shut the door on somebody, the door will be shut on you. So you shut the door on somebody, you're guaranteed to have the door shut on you. There's no ifs, ands about it. You may not agree with everything. You may not want to see everything. But you shut the door on somebody, that door will be shut on you for sure. So you got to realize something. You're here to carry my armor the extra mile. If you don't listen to me, that armor will be ripped from you and you won't carry anybody's armor anymore. You're to go the extra mile for me. Now, I can do the same for you. But if you shut the door on me, the door will be shut on you. That goes for anybody in the industry. All doors open. There's like thousands of people in that speedway. So they've got all this police presence. It's very heavy. There's probably 100 or more police cars out here. There's like a whole military full of them. There's only a handful of them that are any good. There's the actual event right there. So it must be some type of Texas Speedway gathering. Probably like 1,000 people or more. Probably like 1,000 people or more. The reason my father calls me the enemy is because it feels good for him to kill his own children. My father is a glutton, and it says in the Bible, a glutton will eat their own children. So they'll call their own children enemies because he's a glutton and it feels good. That's the reason why he calls me the enemy, because it makes him feel good. In actuality, he is God's enemy. And if he doesn't stop it, he will burn in hell forever. He has a chance by asking God for forgiveness. His children will never love him unless he asks Jesus Christ to forgive him right now. My father's name is William James Spivey. He needs help. He needs to ask Jesus Christ to come into his life. Please pray for him. My father pretends he's a Christian, but he doesn't believe in God. Please pray that he gives his life over to Jesus Christ before he burns in hell for eternity. His name's William James Spivey. Pray for my father. The reason he can't fund the show and doesn't support the show is because he wants me to die in poverty, because it makes him feel better and it gives him longer lasting life. When in actuality, he's already dead. Blink of an eye, he's dead, just like that. And he will not sacrifice his own self for his children, so we suffer. My biological father, William James Spivey, is a complete loser. He will not support anything that I do because his white trash, probably an ex-wife by now, has left him and he's on his own. He's no longer with Janice. He's by himself and he's suffering. And he'll suffer that way until he asks Jesus Christ to relieve him from this world and move on to the next one. It's done, Dad. It's dand. He pretended like he was dead. Just made like a little pretend motion like he was dead. But he's really dead. He's spiritually dead. He needs to ask Jesus Christ to save him from the hell that he's put through. He needs to ask Jesus Christ to save him from the hell that he's in and the hell that he puts others through. He needs to ask forgiveness from God so that he can be forgiven. It is 17 hours to Las Vegas. Probably can do that in one day. Then from Vegas to Hollywood, that's about, let's say 4 hours. So 17 hours the first trip, do a little Vegas vlog. Then you have another trip, which is about 4 hours, and you do a Hollywood vlog. So the math is 17 hours one trip to Vegas. Then you have a vlog there. Then the next day you have, and they have good Wi-Fi in Vegas. Then the next day you have a 4-hour drive to Hollywood, and then that's a vlog. Now if you go straight back, you can probably do it in probably one day. That's about a 20-hour drive. So you could do like a 4 or 5 day trip, and just have snacks and vlog, because you don't have to buy stuff. Not a whole lot, other than maybe one hotel stay or so. And you can also try to use Airbnb as well. So a friend of mine auditioned for Actor Studio West and didn't get in. The first time I auditioned for Actor Studio East, I didn't get in. It took my second try, which was Actor Studio West in Hollywood, and I got in. Harvey Keitel auditioned for the Actor Studio 11 times before being accepted. Now, the Actor Studio audition is a very crafty audition. So there are some tricks to the trade. Now, James Dean, when he went to Actor Studio East in New York City, he auditioned with the original piece. He typed it up himself. So he was a writer. A lot of people don't know that. James Dean actually wrote the audition piece. So he typed up a scene, and it had something to do with the roots of his past life, and it had something to do with a star in the sky or something. His favorite children's story was The Little Prince. But he did get into the Actor Studio, I believe, on his first audition. And he worked with Lee Strasberg. Harvey Keitel, who's one of the finest actors that we have in our nation, 11 tries. They said a no to him almost more than 10 times. I think it was his 11th try. They finally said yes. It's a lot of tries. It's a lot of cars going by, too. But the Actor Studio West, I believe, is kind of haunted with the spirits of great artists like James Dean, Marlon Brando, Shelley Winters. Sorry about that dribble post. I'm sure Shelley Winters was really cool. Actor Studios people, they kind of get possessed. They kind of get into it. They get kind of, in a way, demonically possessed in a way. I feel that's kind of true. And I feel there was some ghost in Actor Studio West. There was something out there, something in the wind, something in the stuff that was going on. Someone's jumping out of their fucking car right there. And I think there was something there. I remember feeling something weird when I was there waiting. There's a main house on the side of the Sunset Strip. There's a main house. Then there's a separate little theater that you can go into. I think it's kind of connected, but there's a section of the house that's like empty rooms. It's very kind of creepy, kind of windy. And I remember feeling this very strange presence before I auditioned with Desire Under the Elms, Eugene O'Neill. And I, heard James Lipton laugh during the audition, and then he ended up accepting me. So it was something I did right. But I was with Sam Kinnison's girlfriend, Sam Kinnison. And it was a very weird audition. And there was I could hear spirits or something in the room. I was laying down, I was relaxing to go in to play Eben, leave a comment. And I heard something like this old lady talking and these people talking, but there was no one in the room, and there was no one in the other rooms. And I was just sitting there trying to concentrate, and I was just hearing these people whispering and talking, as if they were as if there was an audience around, when there wasn't even an audience at that moment. And finally, when we got into the audition room, the lights, came up, or the lights were there. And we got into space, and everything was very quiet, but I could hear, breathing and things like that. Then once the audition started with Sam Kinnison's girlfriend, and we got into Desire Under the Elms scene with Eben and Abby, there was a scene about losing the baby. Abby admits to him that she killed the baby. And when that scene started, everything got completely quiet. I couldn't hear anything. I could hear her speaking, but I could barely make out anything. And the only thing I remember hearing was the laughter of James Dean. I'm sorry, not James Dean. Sorry about that. Of James Lipton. Sorry. It was the laughing of James Lipton is what, that's a cool classic car. And that was the only thing I remember really hearing. And I was like, damn, he laughed. But I remember her talking to me. The scene was there. It was kind of more than real. It was just very, very heightened reality. And I could picture the scene in my head as it was happening. And I could hear her saying the words, but it was almost like she was outside of herself. And then she told me, he's dead, Eben. I killed him for you, or whatever. She's talking about the baby. And I reacted to that, and then Lipton laughed. James Lipton laughed. And then everything went back to kind of normal. The world kind of came back in. I remember Sam Kinnison's girlfriend changing, her face kind of morphed into my sister's face. and it emotionally affected me. It was really a crazy experience. It was out of this world. It was probably one of the most crazy auditions that I had ever gone through in my life. It was really crazy. I'd never been through an audition like that. It was like out of body experience. And I got in. Oh look, 7-Eleven. Get some tacos. He's rude, mother. I mean, that's, look at that, no blinker or anything. Look at that. Me first, me first. Look at this one. Another Texan. Turning out to be like the most selfish people possibly. Look at this. Another one. He's not even supposed to be there. Fucking Silverado desperate guy. Be living in a camper van. Look at that. Why don't you take out your assault rifle, you idiot? What a rude person. That's Dell Earnhardt Way. And the police presence is high, and there's probably, I don't know, thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people here. And you're gonna come across this area by Texas Motor Speedway right there that is known as RV Village. This is the future of America. Every single state, all 50 states, everybody is losing their homes because of Corona. Everybody is moving into an RV, okay? Including Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper is moving into an RV. He lost everything. Now, that over there is a lot of RVs. That guy's a big fan right there. That right there is a lot of RVs. I have all of Bradley Cooper's money. It's already in my account. Right there are a bunch of RVs. That's a bunch of trailer homes right there and RVs. Those are people living basically in RVs because they lost their homes. They lost their homes because of Corona. And they are parked at Texas Motor Speedway in protest. There's American flags everywhere. That's Texas Motor Speedway. Right over there, that's all of new future homes for America. Everybody lost their home. Everybody that's married is divorced. Okay? They lost their wives. Everybody did. They're gonna lose their children too, to the state. They're gonna lose their guns. Their guns are going to be sold to the state, and their guns are going to be sold to the country. They lost everything. Everybody lost everything. Everybody's starving. Everybody's living in RVs. This happened in the 1930s. Those are RVs right there. That's a big parking lot. Hundreds and hundreds of RVs. Now, some people say, nah, that's bullshit. It's something else. Nope. They're hooked up to different places to shit. A lot of them are shitting in buckets, and they're starving. They lost their children. They lost their wives. They lost their money. It's all going into my account. I have all the money. Money belongs to me. I run all the gambits. You come to me if you want any movie to be made. If you're a movie star, you lost it. I own your house. I own your children. I own your wives. I own everything. You come to me. You ask me if you want to make a movie. I control you. Okay? My name is Jonathan Cole Spivey. I control you. All your money is mine. This is basically Texas Motor Speedway. That's the future of America. You are shit, you're putrid. You live in a fucking RV. Okay? You shit in a bucket. Okay? All your money is in my account. It's called RV Village. There's many of them all in 50 states. Everyone lost everything. Okay? If you have millions of dollars, you're now poor. You have nothing. If you're a billionaire, you're nothing. All your money goes into my account. RV Village. The oil ran out. The war's over. Surrender. The money goes into my account. That couple right there, that's standing right there, that father's gonna lose that child to the state. They're living out of Buc-ee's. So basically, look at the police presence. It's completely high. This is in protest. Buc-ee's is like Walmart. They feed off of Buc-ee's. They're insane. When I give an order, you listen to everything if I say jump, you jump. If I say lay down, you lay down. If I say beg, you beg. If I say cry, you cry. You do every single thing I say. If you mess up one time, you're gone forever. You understand? Every single thing I say, you listen to. I give you a command, you follow that command. I'm a father of 3 children. You listen to me, or it's over for you. And I mean forever. You come and take our guns, we'll kill you dead. You are to leave California now. If I find you in California, that's it for you. You go back to Philadelphia and you hide there. You hide in your mountain of Philadelphia. Your life is over. I know what's going on with Harvey Keitel. And let me tell you something. Don't you come anywhere near me. There's a price that you have to pay for something you did to me in the 90s. Don't you come anywhere near me. You finish up what you have to do in your little school. You finish up what you have to do, and I'll finish up what I have to do. You understand? Now I gave a false signal. You finish up what you have to do, and I'll finish up what I have to do. You understand? So don't come anywhere near me. I don't want your help. You and Quentin Tarantino can have like a big drink, one big long drink, and that's it. So don't come anywhere near me. All you people on that side of the actor studio, do not come near me. Do not talk to me. Do not touch me. You can go to James Lipton's grave and cry all day. Okay? Don't come near me or I'm going to call the police. You understand? Burger King. All your money is in my account. You are no longer a restaurant. It's over for you. You're not allowed to hit anybody. You were Flaming Grills since 1954. Your time is over. All your money in my account now. Burger King is now dethroned. Goodbye. I have all your money. Thank you. The cop that had the cowboy hat that was waving and yelling, you'll turn your badge in tomorrow. You're on a list. Goodbye. You're no longer a police officer. You never needed to be one. You're too angry. You're too rude. You need to take about a year long of psychology. You need to be on a full dose of medicine. You're a crazy SOB. Get out of the business. Goodbye. You're no longer a police officer. Take your hat off. Take your little cowboy belt off. You're done. That goes for anyone that's rude to another person. Stop being rude to people. You stand there like a freaking robot with a smile on your face. And that goes for any police officer that has a problem with anger. Turn your badge in now before you end up in prison. If you're a police officer that has a problem with anger and you're yelling at cars and waving at them and yelling at them because you can't do your job in the middle of the heat and 95-degree weather, turn your badge in. We don't want to hear you yelling and screaming like a lunatic outside. Now, the police officer that was just yelling at me with the cowboy hat, you will end up on the street like a lunatic. Turn your badge in, you're done with. You need a psychologist. You just lost everything. You lost your house. You lost everything because you're an idiot. A police officer does not need to be standing in the street, clapping their hands, yelling, "Ah, ah." I knew where I was going. I didn't want to roll stop through the stop sign, you idiot. You want me to roll through the stop sign? No, I did not. I want to make a complete stop for the safety of others. You're an idiot. Turn your badge in. That goes for any police officer that has a problem with anger. You know why I'm not a police officer? Because I'm an actor. I can deal with it because I can vlog it, okay? You can't because you didn't go to the actor studio. You didn't go to the New School University. You didn't hang out with Bradley Cooper. I hung out with Jim Carrey and Dustin Hoffman. Go get a real job, you fag hag. You don't even know how to let someone stop at a four-way stop? You'll probably get yourself killed. Take the badge, throw it away, go find a real job in construction, or go, hey, you know what? Why don't you go to Hollywood and become an actor? You're a joke. Take your cowboy hat off, joker. Hey, listen, clapping your hands like that, I can clearly see where to go. All you're doing is you're standing at a four-way stop and you're trying to put fear in other people. You're trying to put fear in other people. You're trying to, you know what you are? You're a bully. You're standing in a four-way stop putting fear in other people. Not many police officers can do their job like that with peace, right? You're supposed to be a peace agent. You're not supposed to be hollering at other cars like a homeless person, okay? You're doing that to put fear in other people rather than have them listen to what you say. You do it with kindness. You don't sit there and agitate people. If someone wants to stop their car at a four-way stop, you let them stop, okay? They're not supposed to roll through there anyway when someone's standing in the street like an idiot. Go get psychology help. You are no longer a police officer. You're an idiot. I should have vlogged your idiot butt. You got your little cowboy hat on, you're gonna end up shooting somebody. Turn your lethal weapon in tomorrow, turn your badge in, you're done with. Thanks. Texas Motor Speedway, every single one of those cops, and there's hundreds of cops out there, hundreds of cop cars, every single one of them are trying to pick a fight with somebody. Every single cop that's out there has a bad attitude. Every single cop I've come across, it's 93 degrees outside or more, probably got up to 95 degrees. Every single police officer out there is trying to pick a fight. You can just feel the energy. And you know what? That mentality has to be stopped. And everybody that's in power, that includes Bradley Cooper, everybody that's in power, that's picking on people like Joaquin Phoenix and stuff like that, which is what he did, everybody that's in power needs to be stopped. Bradley Cooper has a police officer mentality, like a Philadelphia cop, right? That's where the Sun Kil Moon song came from. And every single Philadelphia cop out there that wants to go beat up somebody and hurt people, they need to be stopped in every form and fashion. Just because one person has a badge and another person's a movie star doesn't mean that not both of them are bullies. Bradley Cooper's a bully. His money's now my money. I now have his money in my account. And he's a bully. And he should walk away in shame. Him and his Russian whatever she is. They need to walk away in shame. Harvey Keitel, lay off. Do not come near me. Quentin Tarantino, keep your distance. Okay? It's my game now. Golly, man. How fast do you have to go over these railroad tracks? You know what I mean? How fast does a person have to go? All right, that's actually Apogee Stadium, University of North Texas. And then there is the green Texas flag right there. That's a North Texas flag. It's green right there. It's where all film is gonna be made. It's gonna switch over to UNT. UT Austin's too commercial. It's all that Richard Linklater commercial crap. All the really great films are made at University of North Texas. Same with plays too. It's a really good school for theater arts. It's great for radio, television, film. And you know what? It's really good. It's good for musical theater as well. They have a great musical theater. They're trying to build it more so that you can get your master's in fine arts and musical theater. But when I was there, you could only get your BFA or your BA. But you could get it in regular theater too. And they study film, everything. They study the method. They study Polish theater. They study all types of theater. Mean Green. It's one of the best schools in the nation for music. It's actually the best school in the nation for music other than Juilliard.